All right, ladies and germs, it is November the 13th, 2025, and this is Content to Cash Office Hours. And we have got these three lovely ladies hanging out with me so far today, and we're going to dive into whatever hot topics that we need to cover for you to help your business get going to that next level, get growing, taking that huge leap. So before I do that, before I sort of open up the microphones here, I want to encourage you, ladies, to think about once again, we reference these in the Time to Thrives too, but those weeds are those challenges that seem to haunt you on a regular basis, the ones that keep cropping up, or those, those skeletons in the closet that rattle away and continue to come out. Think about those a little bit because we have some time today to sort of unpack some of this stuff. And though that might be a really good use of our time together, is to take a look at some of those particular things. So take a minute. I mean, Kat has to move on from the time management one. I'm not allowing you to put that front and center. That is not happening. So what's another one, Kat? You gotta come up with a new one. Her default setting. What's a different one? Darinka, Gigi, what is a weed that's been popping up for you? What's been standing in your way? Over the last few weeks, months, is this something that you feel is holding you back from reaching the business that you want to reach? What might that be? Because as I said, we have some space today to unpack some of this stuff and move forward. Oh, what did I say? It's the 13th day, isn't it? There we go. Okay, so by a show of thumbs up here in the video screen, who's got their weed or their challenge? Who's got something that's popped up? Anybody have one? Gigi, did you write one down?
No, not
No, not
yet.
yet. Okay. Darinka, how about you? Did you write one down?
I didn't write one down, but I'm sure you or someone here can help me. So I have this beautiful iPhone that
Okay.
doesn't stop pinging. Is there a way to just, and I'm sure there is, I could YouTube it, but just to mute some things, but not everything? Because if somebody needs to call me, I don't want to not get that. But
Hmm.
otherwise, just, yeah, the phone is. Like, for example, when I go out into the garden and I don't take my phone, it's very peaceful. But I see the importance of having the phone, but it's also very annoying.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I am not an iPhone, not an Apple person. So
Oh, you're one of those.
yep, I'm a laggard, as it were.
A what?
I have not joined the cult of Apple, so I would not be your best bet on this one. But there's got to be some way of turning off notifications for certain apps.
Yeah, so
Leave
I'm an
those
Apple
on.
person. Um, I have all of my notifications turned off for like my Facebook, my Messenger, like certain ones that are like all fucking day. You can turn those off, pardon my language, and then you can just have, and then with the phone, you can actually select like when you put it into like do not disturb or focus or whatever, you can pick which people will roll through. So, like, if you want all phone numbers to be blocked except for Bob Smith and Patty, those ones will roll through even if you're on Do Not Disturb, and you can set that up for whichever people. I have mine set up so when I'm on Do Not Disturb, if my pet care team call me, because they only call me when something disastrous is happening, it rolls through and I'll get the phone. If that makes sense.
All right.
There is a way to do that, and you can turn off, like I got my Facebook turned off and all that, because otherwise it's just like, ugh, it's just too much.
What part of the phone do you have to go into, Kat, to do that?
So Um, Darinka, if you close your iPhone and like kind of scroll down from the bottom right, or how do I do that? And it brings up that menu there with all the widgets.
Yep.
And then in there, there's one that says focus or work or sleep or whatever. Then you can pick one like personal or work. And then you click on the three dots and you can go to the settings and you can edit what things will roll through to alert you and what won't. And you can
Oh,
choose which people can come through and which apps will come through when you have that setting on. So if you're in work mode and you don't want to be disturbed, you can pick which people will alert you and everything else will shut off and which apps. It's pretty great.
So for example, then if I chose work and I set it all up and then I go to do videos, my
Yeah, just
phone
set
will,
it in work mode. And then the only people that can get through are the people you picked, like your family or, for an emergency, right?
You picked your family?
Well, just like that. Yeah.
okay, thank you. I didn't know that existed on the phone, but I see it now, so I
Yeah,
will.
it's pretty great. You can set up a whole bunch of different settings for yourself.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Who else? Who else has a challenge? Or, I mean, we could dive into just some of the other questions too that you might have regarding obviously marketing and growing your business or team building or anything like that.
I have a weed that
Yeah,
time management.
that isn't time management.
No.
It's not
Hallelujah.
that.
So I got a comment yesterday from my brother-in-law, Marshall, who you know,
Yeah.
that all of my videos are too salesy and no one's gonna watch them. And that I should change it up. And I was like, oh. So,
You know what's funny is I had this debate with my wife yesterday too.
oh,
Hmm.
so it's like, because yeah, all of my videos have been like, this is Lactigo, this is what it can do. And I know our new matrix will be entrepreneurial stuff, or we're gonna
Yep.
go through and start educating people on the ingredients and the power of those, which I think will be good. But I guess my limiting belief was around like, can I come up with like, because I want to have some humor, I want to have some fun. Like, I want people to enjoy my videos. I don't want people to see it and be like, ugh, it's her talking again, you
Yep.
know? And it was a bit of a limiting belief, like, can I do that? Can the scripts like, like I know I can be charming on there and I have energy, but I don't want people to just like basically Marshall was like, these are boring and you're just trying to sell people. And I was like, oh,
Ah, so very important context. What does Marshall want from your video?
uh, to learn something maybe? Instead, I don't know. He already uses it, but he's sick of hearing about the gel, I'll tell you that.
Sure. Sure.
But he's family, so I don't.
No, because
But
Marshall's coming at it from a completely different perspective,
okay.
the same as my wife was. Are you making social media content to entertain people?
No,
Exactly. It
no,
doesn't matter that he's not entertained.
fair enough.
No, but remember, guys, that's not the point. Like, Bray and I were actually talking about this just again this morning. Do you guys, Gigi would not have ever seen this ad, but remember Boston Pizza had the Terry Peters all meat wings ad? Do you remember this ad at all? Okay, it's this hilarious ad where this guy walks out onto a stage, roaring crowd and everything like that. And this is kind of one of these, and he's like a big business guru, like here I come kind of guy, right? And he's like, they said a seedless watermelon couldn't be done. Did it, right? They said you couldn't put piggies in a blanket. They're in there. And when Boston Pizza came to Terry Peters and asked him to reinvent the chicken wing, Terry Peters did what Terry Peters always does. Somebody from the crowd goes, "What'd you do, Terry?" He says, "Thank you for asking. We gave them all meat wings." Right? Big, funny, entertaining ad. Very memorable. They dropped the agency that made that ad.
Hmm,
Why?
hmm.
You run marketing to do what, Kat? Why
To
did you hire me as a VIP client? What is your intention?
get more sales.
Correct. So what did
I
that
want to
ad
sell
not
things.
do?
It didn't make sales?
Correct.
Why not? Because it attracted attention, but it just
Because
wasn't.
because the fact of the matter is that ads are not there to entertain.
Mm.
Entertaining is a secondary function of the ad. And so what Marshall is looking at your content from a perspective of is entertainment.
Mm.
Your job is not to entertain, Marshall. That's never been the objective of those posts.
What I want to do is educate. I want to educate and tell stories on
No,
what this stuff can do.
you want to make
And
freaking
I want to sell.
sales.
Well, yes, yes.
So then that's what it's focused on. If they say it's salesy, congratulations. That's the point. No,
Okay.
but I'm not kidding you guys. Your job, Cat, is not to fucking entertain Marshall. Pardon my language, too, right? Like that's not the job of those posts. Phil, you're coming into the guns are firing here, buddy. I just did an all
Yeah.
wings presentation.
F-bombs, two F-bombs today already. Worry.
So, but my point is that Marshall and my wife too. She was watching one of the videos, not from you specifically, Kat, but a different one, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm done. I've watched. I've spent 25 seconds and I've watched." I was like, "Perfect. That's all I needed. Thank you." She says,
So
"You don't
you
want me to
asked
keep
her to watch?
watching?" And I'm like, "No, I don't need you to keep watching. You've now entered into the target audience.
Hmm. Hmm.
You're not making content. You are not an influencer. You're not a content maker. Your objective of your channel is not to hit 500,000 followers to 1 million followers like Mr. Beast and monetize. It's a totally different business. Your job is to rattle Phil's tree long enough about the value of the gel and what carnosine and magnesium can do for the body that he eventually says, I have to buy this product. Whether that means he's watched 15 videos to the tune of 20 or 25 seconds a piece, whether that means he's watched two videos all the way through, you don't care, do you?
No.
No. So Marshall's lens is completely legitimate, but it's not the lens that the videos are being made from. They're not supposed to entertain anybody. Now, that is not to say that we can't mix it up. That is not to say that the action script product or the action script tool can't be evolved. And I think I mentioned last week that I am evolving it. I just am not ready or satisfied with the new version yet to release it.
Mhm.
And we could talk about these four sort of content frameworks in a little bit. But the the premise that Marshall's looking for is that your content should be entertaining him is incorrect,
Okay.
right? Now, add humor, Cat. The scripting tool will never do that very well for you. It doesn't do humor.
Yeah, no, it
AI
doesn't.
doesn't do humor very well at all. It doesn't tell stories very well at all. Those are
No.
all things that we as the creators have to use the basically the sandbox the script is giving us and then play in that sandbox,
Hmm.
right?
I'm not actually good at humor either, to be honest with you, but um I just want my videos to be, I don't want people to be bored and like, oh, she's talking again. Ugh. You know what I mean? But
But
I'm
you're
pretty
but that
animated and
go
excited and
ahead.
passionate.
Yeah,
So,
go ahead, Gigi.
No, I was just gonna say something about like even still, like it may take several times for a person to see one of her ads,
Hmm.
right? Before they pay attention to
yeah,
it.
that's true. It's like a brand recognition thing, right? So, like, over the course of months, these people will have seen me pop up. And so it becomes like a recognized thing. And I'm starting to film videos with my pet company logo on my shirt because
Hmm.
my pet company is a highly recognized brand in the city. And so I'm hoping that people will make that connection and it'll bring in even more trust, I guess. And then when the animal gel comes out, look out, people. Woo!
Um, Great question though, Kat, because I think a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah, like at the beginning, we had that discussion where I said, You told me you're going to be bored of your stuff.
Yeah,
Wait
you're good.
for, like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, my
Yes.
mom doesn't even watch my videos. So, like,
Hey,
Yeah.
my daughter deleted me off of Facebook because she said my videos were terrible.
what?
Yeah, she unfriended me.
I think your videos are awesome. And you look so
Well,
cute in them too.
this was actually like over a year ago, so it was my so I only put a couple of them out. They weren't terrible. The content was good. It was probably just that
Was
it
it like a
was
relationship thing? Like, oh, that's my mom on videos and I can't look at it,
yeah,
sort of
so
thing?
I think that yeah, I think that my daughter probably has I mean, she's a running coach, so like
Mhm.
she should understand the, but I think she doesn't see me as what
Mm.
I'm doing. She
Hmm.
still wants to see me as how, I was when she was younger. So
The
I think
family are
that's
always the worst critic because
yeah.
they can't see you as this thing that you're trying to be.
Hence
Yes, but
Marshall.
are, and they don't
I will
accept
say
change.
that it held me back. I know it affected me a lot
Hmm.
more than
Wow.
what
Yeah.
I probably would have wanted to admit, because then I was afraid, like what if other people are going to be the same way? If they're like, my daughter is this way. But then, I heard somebody on, I don't know, one of the social media things say, that they don't even tell their friends and family that they're putting videos out. Like they started accounts. Um, it must have been TikTok. They started accounts they don't even tell people because they said my videos aren't for my friends and family.
Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, I think that made me look at it a whole different way. It puts the focus back on who are my people that I'm trying to get this out to. That's what I'm doing this for.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants to judge me, that's fine. Judge me.
Well, but we all do that. We all do that naturally. It's a self-defense mechanism, judgment, right? It's part of our psyche to assess and analyze whether that person's valuable or not to us very quickly. There's
Mhm.
Wow.
nothing wrong with it. It just is what it is, human behavior. But what you guys are running into is very true. Like the people that are closest to you, they have the greatest risk of you changing.
Mhm. Oh no, exactly, Michael. That hit
Especially
hard.
friendships. You'll have people that don't want to see you change because then they get left behind, and then people can get quite nasty, actually.
You bet.
Um, and it's interesting at the psychology with Facebook. Like when somebody blocks you or like deletes you on Facebook, it's like the worst. Like my sister blocks my mother all the time, and it causes so much family drama. And it's just the weirdest thing. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I have found in my life that a lot of the people that are closest to me, as I progress forward, they're no longer in my life, but they were at that time the toughest people to convince that I was somebody new. And then I just stopped bothering to try, right?
Yeah, I'm not here to uh, impress my kid. And I figure the thing is the message is going to get out to the people who need it. And
Mhm.
I've already had that. I've already experienced. I've already got people that are messaging me with these saying that my content is affecting them,
Yeah,
and yeah, I've probably have about 12 people to respond to that have already reached out saying
fantastic.
more. Yeah. So I have like 4,000, almost like I'm just like 5 or 6 people away from 4,000 followers on TikTok now.
Hmm.
Nice.
Yeah,
And and just the feedback, you know,
I think TikTok is one of those places where those that are my VIP clients, we should hook up your TikTok account into Hourglass so we can also be posting it there.
I was just thinking
Because
that, like,
Hourglass flows out to TikTok, right?
oh, let's do that. Let's just start pumping them out.
Hmm.
Why
Yeah.
not, right? It's just an extra platform, and you never know.
yeah,
The
so
the
I get really confused about okay, like if I put it on TikTok, um, or if I share to Facebook, there's automatically shares to Instagram, and that like so you VIP people that are have someone putting them out for you, that's great because that's yeah, it gets a little bit overwhelming. So
but
like then
Gigi,
I
your
think
Hourglass account can hook up to your Instagram, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your TikTok, and your YouTube.
yeah, well, I should figure that out. That's
Yeah,
my
and then so you
there's my
press,
weed.
yeah, you press go once and it goes to all of them.
Yeah. Well, I put a lot of content out on, so what I'm finding is TikTok really just wants very short
Hmm.
little things,
Yeah.
right? Like 20, like I think that I had some that were like 10 seconds, like
Hmm.
just enough to, have something being posted, but because people weren't watching the long ones. I looked at the
And do you know why?
I don't know.
Well, what did we say off the hop? What are most people on social media for?
They're scrolling. They're just like, just,
Entertainment, capital E.
yeah.
I
They're
don't
no
really
longer
watch.
watching television. They're no longer even watching Netflix. Streaming services are having a huge problem to get anybody who's basically 15 years or older to watch their platforms.
Really? Oh,
Yeah, huge problem. Disney's watch is way down. The only people watching Disney Plus these days are kids,
I watch it.
right? But most people go to Instagram or they go to TikTok and they get into the reels and they're there for hours.
But it's weird too. Like people are spending more time on screen, but their attention span is like that of a net. They watch something for 10 seconds, they go to the
So,
next one, they go to, like
so
everyone has
that's what
ADHD.
Gigi just talked about. That's her experience. The 10-second video will get watched because that's what people's entertainment span is.
Yeah.
They don't care who you are. They don't care about any of that stuff, right?
They
They
just want
just
the
care about the dopamine effect of you saying something that they like,
yeah.
which is why
Except that
Marshall
I
is saying
hope.
your videos are boring and salesy because they're not entertaining him, which is not the function of the video.
Mhm. I like your videos though, Gigi. Like you look because you're doing them like close up and you look very pretty and it's like a like they're pleasant to watch and you have a nice voice, right?
Thank you.
So that's just my feedback.
I think eventually, like I'm hoping that as I'm focused, narrowing in kind of on my niche, that those people will watch longer videos because that's what they're there for. That, like I want to reach those people, the people that are just like, wanting entertainment or whatever, then that's fine. Because I know that when I find my, get my kind of tribe going, that they'll spend a little bit more time, I think, on some of the videos
Absolutely, right?
because it's
Absolutely.
material that they're looking for.
Because so a lot of people proposed a theory when TikTok launched that there would be a natural process, okay, where people would watch your short form content at the top of the hourglass. So where they're looking at your short form stuff up here, right, as they potentially see your brand and your company and you for the first time. Then they'll progress down here towards longer form content where they spend a little bit more time engaging with you and give you more permission, and then slide all the way to the offer moment where they buy, right? And then they become a client and you guide them and blah blah blah, the bottom part of the hourglass. But what a number of substantial businesses that use a lot of content demonstrated is that there's actually no relationship between short form content watchers and the middle of the hourglass or funnel process here, where you need long form content to convince them that you're an authority. There's almost zero connection between those two things because short form content watchers are there to be entertained. They're not there to be sold. Long form content watchers tend to stay, watch, want to learn, want to evolve, want a solution to their problem, therefore they're there, right? And they tend to slide down to the conversion point of the hourglass more effectively. And it's not that we shouldn't do the short form content. We should just be very cognizant of the fact that there's very little relationship between a lot of views on short form content and generating a lot of sales in this moment of the hourglass. Does that make sense, everybody? Morning, Andrew.
Good morning.
Any questions about that, you guys? Like Hormozy talks about this huge test that he ran for about a year, where he expanded his content beyond just business stuff. He talked about his diet, he talked about relationships with his wife and his friends, he talked about all these other things, his fitness, his workouts, all these different things, right? And what he discovered was his views skyrocketed. He would have some, TikToks or whatever that hit hundreds of thousands or millions of views. Massive viral style content. His followership went up. But just like the Boston Pizza ad, his sales went down. The amount of time it took to sort through shitty leads went way up. and he was having a chat with a friend of his that had a gym. In fact, he had 6 gyms or something like that. Was running about a $10 million annual revenue company. And the guy said to Alex, they were working out one day together, and the guy says, "Yeah, it looks like maybe you're not doing your content's not for me anymore. Like I've stopped watching you about 6 months ago. I stopped participating, right? Because what you were talking about, I guess I'm just not your avatar anymore." And Alex is like, "No, no, no, you're exactly my avatar. Like you have the exact kind of company that we like to blow up and get to 50 million and then sell, right? Like you're the exact avatar that I want." And he had to go back and legitimately do, like comb back through everything and realize that the short form content is great for, and please don't take this the wrong way, but the vanity metrics of views and followers and those types of things, right? Like it's really good for those things. And it's not that we don't look at those elements and have a level of trust, right? But they don't necessarily directly translate to revenue. Long form content watchers, people that watch something that's 2, 3 minutes long, or 5, 10, 15, or they go to your workshops or your webinars, those people convert to clients. That's a metric that has one equals X of the other,
Mhm.
right? And so all that great work on TikTok, Gigi, is very powerful, and you should be doing it. It's obviously generating conversations, which is what you need, right?
Yeah.
It's just you want to make sure you have a conversion metric. How
Right.
am I going to turn them into
When
clients?
I say, oh, I've got like I'm almost to 4,000, that's like you said, it's like that's neat to be able to get, so but I'm also in the process. I know I'm still only have this small little, you know, following.
Yeah,
The more I get people to interact, the more I'll kind of find their pain points and then
totally.
you
And
right. It's just different than I think even putting things out on Facebook.
yeah, it's the
Um,
conversations that you're starting though that are the best part. Those conversations are your gold mine,
yeah.
right? Because those are
Yeah, I
people that
do have
obviously have a
I
problem that
could
you can solve.
throw out, at some point, I don't know that this is the right time to do it, but I did want to throw out an idea at some
Hmm.
point. And Kat, thank you for your kind words. I wanted to say that. Appreciate that. It is so great to have people commenting and to hear their feedback. And
Yeah, what were you gonna say, Gigi? Did you have something you wanted to add, or were you just wanted to compliment Kat?
well, of course I wanted to compliment Kat. But yeah, the so when I did that, I think it was a story on Facebook. Well, I did it on TikTok. It probably went on Instagram as well. But it was the Let's Play a Game.
Okay.
I had so many people that responded to that,
Mm.
and people that like I haven't talked to in like 30 years. And they said, that really made them think. That's the feedback that I've been getting is they're like, oh my God, I've never thought about that. Like that really is deep. And so I was thinking about doing more of that let's play a game and do it in, a way that makes, I don't have to give a lot of information.
No.
I just have to give them something to think about. And in the process, that helps them grow or helps them become aware, which then would lead them to maybe wanting to be more involved with the content and in my program as I'm opening the door because I feel like there's so many people that don't even realize how unhappy they are or
Hmm.
so I was like, so if I did this, let's play a game. I was thinking of like maybe doing it like 3 times a week, doing a story and then like I threw this out to ChatGPT and I know that it's gonna mirror back to me what,
Bet that.
but I said, what, is it okay to do it run it as a contest? so that people like do it weekly, do this let's play a game, and then people can respond or say that they played,
Mm-hmm.
and that gets put into, a thing where once a week I will, do a drawing and offer a session, a strategy call or something.
Absolutely. All of those, like any of those things are worthy of being tested, Gigi, right?
Okay.
And
I just I just
don't
know
throw
that
them
because
out if
I
they don't
got
work right away too,
that.
right?
Oh, yeah, I just got so many responses that I was,
Hmm.
it surprised me that people actually they were more engaged with that than some of the others.
Hmm.
So what was your let's play a game about? Like what give me an example? Like what do you mean?
I think it was if you catch yourself getting triggered, how many like seconds can you wait and like pause and breathe before before you.
Mm. Love
Mm.
it.
So I started getting the ideas for, I don't know, about 50 more like let's play game, because it's just the same. It's the content that I would be having anyway. It's just it would be a presented in this
That's great.
story and I'm just hoping to create more engagement.
It's a great concept. In fact, I'll just we'll steal that. That's great. It's very good.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like how could I use that to get people thinking about
Hmm.
stuff? Hmm. That's smart.
Very good. It is when people discover things, there's endorphins that are released, right? So one of the most effective ways of getting people to, be entertained, Kat, to go back to that original sort of conversation started we had 20 odd minutes ago, is that if you give them a belief shift or you open up a window into something, like if they've been living in a room with the windows all closed and you open a window with a crack and there's sunlight that comes in, there is an endorphin rush of understanding there that they will always associate with you from that point forward. That's branding.
Yeah.
Okay? The association of your voice, your face with a belief shift is branding, you guys. That's why we do this.
I'll just throw out there that so in my week-long program, I would do on the last day, I would I would play truth or dare with my group.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And my questions or the dares would be personalized to them because I had
Hmm.
had a chance to get to know them, and like what would hit them hard, like, and it gave them an opportunity to utilize the awareness and the information that I had given them over the week. They were able to use that and respond to the truth, if it was truth or dares. A dare would be, something that I would have them go out and do. They'd have like, 2 days to do it, but
Hmm.
something that would just kind of uh, push them out of their comfort zone.
Love it.
And I do think, it was I got tons of feedback from those classes because I think it probably did release those endorphins, like you said.
That's right. Right. Very big. Very big. And that, as I said, that's branding is a process of association. That's all it is. It's not about logos. It's not about imagery. It's none of that stuff. I mean, those are all sort of the above the surface of the iceberg of branding. But
So to your knowledge, Michael, there's nothing on Facebook that says you can't have something like a contest like that. Is that
no,
what you're
in fact, there's
saying?
contest apps on Facebook that are sometimes good, sometimes bad. But you can create a very engaging post, Gigi, by actually saying, comment the word done down below once you've done the
Hmm.
the 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 game, right? Once you've completed the game,
Hmm.
right? Or if it's the wait before you do something, tell me how many seconds it was that you could wait.
Right.
Or did you just let it go?
Hmm.
Like you got to the point where it was 28 seconds later and you're like, I actually just don't care about this anymore.
Yeah, right.
Right? Because that's
Well,
the
yeah, I think
function.
as
Like
I
that's the
said, pay
point.
attention to what your body wants to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. So I think I thank you for that feedback because I think that that came up a couple weeks ago. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? So now I wrote out a little script to do to kind of introduce people to it so that I figured that's what, especially on Facebook, that's what I was looking for my
Mm-hmm.
engagement on Facebook.
Love it. Love it.
And
Love
then
it.
it's also it's not pushing my ideals onto them either. It's
No.
just kind of, it's there to engage if they want to.
And that's the best way, right? People should experience your value. You shouldn't have to tell them your value,
Yeah.
right? And so this is a really good lesson for us all, right? As we make content to attract leads to us, giving them experiential things rather than telling them information is far more powerful, right?
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. The branding is let's play a game
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, and personal evolution stuff that you're helping people with, Gigi, it can get heavy. So making it fun, right? You're unpacking some challenging stuff for people. So making it fun or gamifying the process helps them
Mhm.
attack it from a place of positivity, right? And not dread, which is great.
Yeah, because I don't think people even realize people don't realize how unhappy they are or how long it's been since they've actually, done something for themselves or
Yeah.
we're not aware. We don't look at our patterns. And that does seem like an evolution type thing. And I think that's why I didn't get started for so long was because I didn't know how to introduce what I do because if I would have jumped into heavy stuff right away,
That's right.
people would have turned off. So I'm going to into this working into this big thing on shame and how we all carry shame. And I
Oh yeah.
think that molds us and you know, and people don't want to talk about that though.
And
We don't
and
want
shame
to
is
admit
a
that
shame
we
drives sickness,
hmm.
right?
Yeah. So
Um,
it's like eventually I'm gonna get there. It's just
well, what I love about what you're saying too, Gigi, and let me, if I may, I'm going to reframe it for a second here, is that you're discovering, so this is something really important for us all to remember and learn here, I think, myself included. You discover more about your offer, your message, your niche, your market when you do the content, when you be creative and when you reach out, you discover what's in the cave by going into the cave, not by standing outside of it and assuming all sorts of things that are happening inside. You know what I mean? This is becoming the business or turning what you're doing into the business of your dreams is an exploratory process. You are going to hike up this mountain of achievement, but you don't know, Phil has no clue what every step of that journey looks like. He does not know when he's going to have to crawl or climb versus when he can run. He will not know until he's there and doing it. And your experience, Gigi, is such a wonderful juxtaposition about, as you said, you felt for a while stuck and trapped, and you weren't sure how to approach the niche that you want. You said just now, you're like, I'm still kind of developing what that niche is, letting them sort of sort themselves. But the only way we can do that is by taking the action of marketing,
Mhm.
right? And putting the content out there and doing the thing. And it amazes me. It shouldn't amaze me after 20 years in business, but it still does how many people want to stay small and stuck until they've already made all of these decisions. And yet the fact is most of those decisions will probably be shades of incorrect. And you can't know whether they're right or wrong until you're actually doing this stuff. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yeah.
Right? Like in Andrew's case, him and I were talking yesterday about maybe doing a workshop for first-time home buyers. The fact is, Andrew's going to make a series of assumptions about what those first-time home buyers want to see, what they want to learn, and everything else. But it's only by doing the workshop is he going to discover that 50% of what I assumed is actually completely wrong. And the
Hmm.
way I frame this doesn't resonate with them at all, and I need to shift it. But you can't know until you do it. Right? Like Kat, we're launching, I think it is 4 or 5 ads for Kat to get her Sleep Better Routine ebook out there. I don't know which one of them is going to work. No idea. I'm not going to assume that I know which one's going to, I think I know which one would work for me, but that's just me. I'm one of hundreds of thousands we're going to show this to. So it's important. You learn by the doing. You learn by the doing, right? Cool. Valuable exploration. Does anybody have anything they want to add to that? Okay. Well, this is office hours. So, Andrew, Phil, do you guys have a challenge or a problem or something that you'd like to explore as far as what's going on to evolve your business forward? Drink and Andrew got their watch audiences built out with me yesterday, so that's exciting. Those are growing, which is great. Very clear, you guys, to see the value of building those value-based videos first, right? You could see those numbers. Like, okay, well, that one had 19 people watch for 15 seconds or longer. This one had, 1,500. A big difference there. Cool. Okay, so let's hear from Andrew or Phil. Anything, any challenge that you guys are facing or any feedback that you'd like on what you're doing?
I guess I can go for it. I guess what we talked about talk yesterday, so I think a lot of the stuff I was having challenges with or some tweaks and stuff we kind of went over yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I already have videos made for most of the month, so going forward, I'll try to make those small little changes to see what the impact is, and then having the database for the 15% watch list, and having gained that changed and actually posting with the right my target in mind instead of messages or light views, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Have an impact. But yeah, just now being like a couple weeks into the process and seeing how you put the same amount of money on one video, and then you see one has like 2,000 views and the other one has like 6,000 views. So it's trying to go back and see what's different from each one to kind of click, or there's a particular topic for the first time home buyers that hits
Yeah.
closer to home. Because now they have, I think it's been like 5 or 6 videos with money behind it now. So we kind of see some trends. It's getting closer so that hopefully by the end of the month I'll be able to have some of those value propositions I can go out, and then as you mentioned, like probably wait till the new year to get seminars, launching the seminar thing, but having like credit tips or down payment tips or whatever value proposition is out there. So
Love it, buddy. Love it. And it's great, Andrew, because you're experiencing the fact that if you don't put money on those ads, right? If you don't pay for reach on them, it's hard to know which ones actually would have hit the 6,000 versus the 2,000. You just don't know, right? Because there's not enough organic actual views to demonstrate that.
yeah,
And
because I
it's only the watch time, like the engagement level of your audience that's going to dictate how much Facebook shows it.
so yeah, because I say before I put mine behind me, yeah, like let's say most videos be like 100, 150, then the good ones be 200,
Yeah,
200 views. Like yeah, the difference is so minimal you can't notice it when you're talking. Then it's like
that's right.
now it's like triple for something
Yeah.
less. So it's like it makes a big difference.
Yeah. And remember, Meta's job is to engage Phil. That's what their job is. That's their entire modus operandi. It's not to entertain Phil, it's to engage Phil, keep him on platform, right? We shouldn't mix up the two. It's not, they don't, if Phil is entertained, that's secondary to Phil being on the platform. A lot of people will go to Instagram and Facebook to be entertained. That's great. I don't. The irony is that I don't personally do that. I don't spend very much time on social media to be entertained whatsoever. I'm a YouTube guy. I have value-based educational stuff playing on YouTube as my background far more frequently. I'll spend an hour absorbing marketing information and how to build, improve client avatar, whatever crap I'm listening to, right? And I won't be on Facebook or social media because I'm not on social media to be entertained. I've never been entertained by social media, except for the vague times where my wife gets me to start scrolling Instagram reels and we share them back and forth and we do that stupid meme where we're sitting at opposite ends of the couch. One of us each has one of the kids and we're giggling away, throwing videos at each other. That happens. But beyond that, right? I'm not there for entertainment. I'm there for engagement. And so that's important to remember, right? Like Kat was talking about Marshall saying her brother-in-law that her videos are boring and he doesn't watch them anymore. It's like, good, good. They're not for him, right? She's not trying to entertain him. He already knows about the product. He's already buying the product. They did the job. Full stop. You bought, dude. You're already sold. Thank you. Congratulations. Stop watching. Right?
Right.
He's not the target.
Yeah.
But in Andrew's case, my wife saw his paid videos. She's exactly his target. 38-year-old woman building up a nest egg of cash, looking to possibly buy a house for the first time. Totally his target market. Perfectly placed, right in his wheelhouse of neighborhood.
Yeah. But then there's my networking group this morning too, the realtor in the group mentioned, I'm starting to see more of your ads. You're getting constant contacts. Like, well, I've been doing them for over a year constantly. I just started putting money behind them in the last few weeks. So it's like now you
Right.
get, people actually seeing it. So it's encouraging. No, I'm not getting any like direct feedback or comments and stuff through them yet, but at least, people are seeing them at least. So it's going in the right direction compared to
Yeah.
where it was a month and a half ago.
The fact, Andrew, is that you're never with your type of business and you and I know I've been honest with you the whole time and your type of personality and the way you interact, you're never going to have crowds of people from your social media start interacting with you on your social media. That's just not the nature of your business and it's not the nature of you. But when someone sees your picture as a speaker at an event and they've seen your videos over the last 4 months in their news feed 25 times, they're going to go, oh, well, that's the guy who does things for first time home buyers. I'm one of those people. I should go to this workshop. It's that brand recognition that organic just frankly will not do for local business owners anymore. Right? It just doesn't do it. Phil can post organically until he's 98 years old, and he's likely never to get the results that he can just simply pay for in the next 30 days. That's just the raw truth. And I've been debating this with some of these organic guru guys for the last year since I've been on this particular method, and they're all wrong. I would love them to be right, but they're wrong. Their methods are building on a platform from that was, 10 years ago. I love Gary Vaynerchuk, but he's wrong. The man's wrong. And he has no context for how to help Kat or Phil or Dorinka or Andrew or Gigi anymore. The man spends $125,000 a month on a media team. How can any of us relate to that? Right? He's just wrong. Posting more content will only chew up more time. It's not the answer for Gigi. Right? It's the right content doing the right thing. And I love a lot of what Gary says. I love 90% of what he says. But the idea of just blast every social media platform with as much content as possible, his whole like take one podcast and turn it into what is 64 pieces of content or something like that is an antiquated idea. And I have his books, man. I drank the Kool-Aid. I love it. Tastes great. Problem is it just doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't work anymore. And the thing we miss is time. That's the thing that evaporates, right? Months go by of working strategies that just don't work. They're not getting the traction that they need to. Okay, cool. Phil, any questions for you, my friend? Any challenges that we can throw down on the table here as a group?
Well, a couple of challenges going on. One is perhaps a little bit of focus. I had an opportunity that came up
Mm-hmm.
to do a consulting shit with a startup concern, and that's taken my time over the last couple of weeks. So we've got an excess of six-figure consulting. There's going to be a year-long program that's coming up. So it's taken a little bit of my time they had to work on that, and so I haven't done the videos, but then the technology sometimes trips me up, and when it does, I go back to doing other things. So I have to get consistent and be better at the technology, getting everything focused in together.
When you
And
say technology, what are you referencing, my friend?
getting connected into the specifics into Hourglass, for example. So getting all the social media platforms put together. So one post will save me time. That's the intention, is where I want to be. And getting the videos done in a way that getting them all stored up, having it, so they're all like blast to have the videos there, then I can just grab them and put them in the possession. So that's where I see myself at the end of my first goal achieved. That's what I was going to have completed, and I intended it to be the beginning of November, but this other thing came up, so I haven't got it. So it will be done. I'll still keep on working at it, even if it's only one or two at a time. I will get those out more frequently, but I did
So
get engagement. And I'm still getting engagement too
good.
from
Yeah.
what I put out. So that's always good.
So in the members area, Phil, in the Getting Started with BAMO course, I'm pretty positive there's a walkthrough in that course on how to connect your socials.
And that's what I've been watching. I watched it one time. I got to go through it a second time, and I have been looking at that.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, it's there. Now, it's a little older because I don't think we connected to TikTok at that time. But TikTok is just standard. You just follow the prompts and everything gets connected. The
Okay.
posting process, right? Posting to multiple things is it's a very simple action step process. There's just a lot going on, so you just have to do it repeatedly. Like Dorinka's a lot more comfortable now posting and it going to all these different places at one time than she would have been 3 months ago, just because she's doing it consistently, right?
Yeah, the consistency of doing that. Once I do it several times, I know it'll be easy. It's not it's simple. It's just not like fall off the bone easy. It'll get there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good. Good, good, good. Yeah, that's great. Phil, your stuff is good too, right? Like all of you guys have really valuable information to convey through your content. So none of you should be hiding, right? There's no point in being the best kept secret in your neighborhood. None.
Yeah, I don't
But
want to be
that's great about the consulting thing, Phil. That's awesome.
don't want to be the silent partner nobody's ever heard of. What good does that do?
Yeah.
That's what getting out there.
If the endeavor is worth millions and you could just be silent and it continue to do its thing, that's great. But yeah, it doesn't having no voice in today's climate on social media doesn't help you, right? It doesn't help you whatsoever. Okay, anything else that we can tackle for you guys? Anybody else have a challenge they're running into that we can unpack here during office hours?
Adding on to what you just said, I say to my team all the time, if everybody that knows you doesn't know what you're sharing, you're doing it wrong. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't keep what you're doing a secret, otherwise you're not, yeah.
If what we do helps people, we shouldn't be ashamed of sharing it.
100%. People
Right.
get stuck in the I don't want to sell trap, but sharing something or selling something is just a transfer of belief. You're transferring your belief about something to somebody else, and there's nothing wrong with that.
It's the way the world works, ladies and germs. The way the world works. We've all had to buy something, right? Yep. No, that's great, Kat. You're absolutely right. There's no reason to hold back. If someone's offended by it, that's their stuff, not yours. As Gigi would, and then Gigi comes in. She's like, let's unpack that. Let's play a game. How many times this week do you get offended by somebody pitching you something? Problem. Love it.
I'm going to borrow that, Gigi.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, good, you guys. I want to quickly touch on these 4 types of content. I mentioned it briefly, I think, last week or maybe the week before. But these are basically ways, and I said we're evolving the action script to take these into context. But for those who are playing around and getting creative with their videos and want to sort of explore some different frameworks, these are the four frameworks that most content, if not all content, really falls into. And I will give you a huge caveat. Okay? Kat, this is for you, young lady. Okay? Don't do more than one in a single video. Okay? Once I explain them, you'll have more understanding of what I mean. But you don't want to do more than one of these frameworks per video. Now, if you're talking for 15 or 20 minutes, you can use multiple. Okay? In fact, you're going to have to. That is a big cat. There's a cat in the video. A cat. Hello, kitty. Um, so, but if you're doing something that's 30 seconds, 90 seconds, 3 minutes long, just use one framework. Okay? And each one of these frameworks speaks to kind of a different personality type, right? And each one of these frameworks drives for a different landing place or a different outcome for the consumer, right? So if you're doing multiple version or multiple frameworks in a 3-minute video, people are confused and they don't understand. All right, do we have all these caveats in place now before I start revealing the secret sauce here? With great power comes great responsibility. Okay, so these are the four frameworks. They are the four A's of basic content framework here. So you have action, you have anthropological, analytical, and aspirational. Okay? So the action script that you're currently using is a proven psychological model of communication. Okay? It presents a problem, it agitates the problem, it clarifies why you're an expert, it provides a context, a solution, a call to action. Right? That's what the action script does. That is a scientific way that the human brain works. Get my attention, make sure I'm in the right place at the right time. Why should I be listening to you? Give me a contextual story as to why this is relevant. Now tell me what type of solution you have and what should I do next. This is how the brain operates. This isn't theory. This is just literal psychoscience. The tricky part is that with the action script we have, it tends to get repeatable. Right, Kat? You've filmed like 50 or 60 of these things. Do you feel like you're repeating yourself an awful lot? Right? Yes. Because it's using the same framework over and over again. We're putting different problems on the front of the framework, okay? But the framework itself continues to use the same thing over and over again. What we want to do with these four A's is use the same psycho framework, yet make the context of the video slightly different based on the one of those four A's. Does this make sense, you guys? Right? So we still need to present a problem. We still need to clarify who we are and why we're valuable. Those things still need to happen. But if we do it with the lens of action or we do it with the lens of analytical, we can now start to create multiple different videos that have sort of different outlying outcomes, or different outcomes, I should say, or landing places for those who are watching or consuming the content. And so the videos, although they walk through the same psychological framework, they feel different because the outcome we're driving for is different. I'm trying to relate this. Is that complex idea landing, you guys? I just want to make sure it's making sense. Okay. So, what is an action video? We see these all the time. These are the how to dig a hole video in 5 easy steps. Okay. Action video is I'm going to tell you as an expert how to accomplish said thing. That's what it is. Okay. So an action video is driven towards them doing something. Gigi, your let's play a game video is an action video. Right? It's masquerading as fun, not masquerading, but it's coming at it from a fun angle, right? But in the end, you want them to leave and take an action. Go do this thing. I'm an authority on the subject. This is going to be helpful for you to go do it. Okay? That's what an action video is. They're normally full of tips. They're normally full of concepts. They're normally full of go do these things to make this problem go away. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay. Anthropological videos are the sort of, how do I want to say this? They're the psychological unpacking of something with somebody, right? They are the fear videos. They are why you stay stuck, why buying your first house is terrifying, right? They are the the aren't you tired of suffering from pain in your knees video. I know we can't say pain cat, but you get what I'm getting at, right? They are the is trauma from your last relationship holding you back video, right? It's the it's the video a Darinka that would be something like Mother Nature knows how to feed your dog, Purina doesn't. That type of video, right? It's a video that unpacks a psychological dilemma that's going on in your prospect's mind. Does this make sense, you guys? I see a lot of like, going on here, right? But now we can see how we can still use the action framework, but we use a anthropological concept for solving this problem. So the headline would be different, but there's still an attention-grabbing headline. There's still going to be a clarifying statement, right? There's still going to be a tell them why Darinka's awesome, right? There's still going to be an inspiring element to the video. Like the action framework stays the same. It's just the flavor that we're pouring through is going to change. Okay. So as I said, this is me evolving literally my own process right in front of you guys to try and improve the process here and improve the result. So we have action, we have anthropological. Next one, analytical, right? I know Kat and I have done the personality thing before. Action is a red personality, Kat. Anthropological is definitely the blue personality, right? Analytical is the greens, right? This is where it's like, and analytical videos love stats, right? 67% of all first-time home buyers have this problem. That's an analytical video right there. Andrew's going to tell me what this problem is, right? I don't know what this would be for each and every one of you guys, right? But in Darinka's case, it might be like 74% of all dogs die of cancer. Why? I'm just going to tell you right now, guys, it's because there's way too much sugar in the diet. Just put it out there. But that's why they die. Cancer tumors love sugar, right? They love sugar. Yeah, it's the food. So the fact of the matter is like that they use analytical ones use stats, right? They'll use Google research tells us Google research has shown us the 7-11-4 theory. Let me explain it to you from when it comes to marketing. That's a shitty title, but you guys get the idea, right? So analytical uses stats. This is the person that wants to unpack something statistically. Analytical stuff uses science, research, right? They use those types of elements to demonstrate their point, to solve the problem. That is what an analytical one would be. Or it would be a case study, in under 3 minutes, right? Like a case study would be an analytical one. So, for example, I've got my content to cash guidebook that's out there, right? So it's like we turned $800 in ad spend into $18,000 in revenue. Here's how we did it. That's an analytical video, right? They show how we did something. And now you should go model it. Not how you can go do it. That's an action video. How we did it. That's an analytical video. See how it's just the slight framing context, but it's a different personality that wants the how I should do it versus the how you did it. Does that make sense, you guys? Yeah? Okay. The final and fourth one is, and this is one of the reasons why Gigi's content's working very well for her, okay, is an aspirational video, right? An aspirational video is meant to inspire somebody to their greater selves. So Kat, we just did an entrepreneur's matrix for Kat. A number of those videos, Kat, could lean into the aspirational element of why going into business for yourself is the best option. Right? And we don't, and so what's cool is you could do why, we'll just do this really simply. Okay. So all four frameworks. Why you should go into business for yourself is the problem. Okay. Action video. How to start your own home-based business. 3 easy steps. Now, I'm not saying by any stretch these are good titles, you guys. Please give me permission to just give you an example. But that's the concept, right? Or an action video would be how to get started building $1 million company from your basement. Okay, cool. That's an action video. How to do something. All right. Anthropological video. Why being stuck in your 9-to-5 job is going to ruin your dream life. Right? It attacks the psychology of what that person's facing. Number 3, analytical video, right? How one busy, overworked mom took 6 months or built herself a 5-figure income in only 6 months from her basement. And aspirational, right? Might be, have you ever wanted to be an entrepreneur and be your own boss? It's completely possible, and we can show you how to do it. Same problem. See what I'm getting at, you guys? Exact same problem, 4 different frameworks. All of them would throw through the action script recipe. We still have to have an attention-grabbing headline, a clarifying statement, right? A tell them why Gigi's awesome statement, right? An inspiring little story, if we can fit that in there. Outline the solution that you're providing and tell them the next steps. Everything. So essentially what I'm trying to do with the AI tool is have you put it in the problem. It flows to one of those 4 frameworks and then flows down to the action script to demonstrate it. And all you have to do is put in the problem and say go. And the theory is that we should be able to give you 4 scripts every time you say go. An action script, an anthro script, an analytical script, and an aspirational script. 1 problem, 4 pieces of content. And now if we get really cool about this, you actually take, and here's the Gary V part of this. You take those 4 pieces and you go written post, short video post, long form video post, audio. So 1 problem, right, becomes 4 content framework concepts. Each of those content framework concepts become 4 different types of content. So 1 problem, 16 pieces. Now that's way punting down the road here, okay? But that just gives you the concept of how these people, the Dean Graziosis, the Mel Robbinses of the world, the Alex Hormozis, the Gary Vaynerchuks, how they take 1 problem and fracture it into so many pieces of content and why they can be so content heavy. They're not reimagining the wheel every time they show up to the page. They've got one problem and they break it down into all these different chunks. So those are the four frameworks. Do they make sense to you guys?
Mhm.
Do you see how every piece basically falls into one of those concepts, right? Cool. Any questions about it?
No, I just like that it gives options for shorter things or longer videos.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So for different platforms.
Yeah. So the action script tool, Gigi, is a ways away from pulling off the different lengths elements, but I'm not that far away from being able to give you four versions of one problem solver,
Mhm.
right? Any other comments, you guys?
Well, I was just gonna say that the one video that I did post that I followed pretty closely the script that was generated. Um, like nobody finished watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what, but I was like, it was still good. It was,
Yeah.
and I think that it's good to have out there and there again, I think the more that I'm out there, the more people might pay attention to and listen longer.
Yeah.
And when I have the right audience. And now that maybe it's not the right audience either.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think, but the audience kind of selects itself, Gigi, based on your expertise and your energy and your brand and everything. Like the audience starts to self-select. As long as you're clear about the problems that you solve, the audience kind of chooses itself in a lot of ways, right? Cool. Okay. Well, that is going to bring us to the end of office hours today, you guys. Thank you so much for being in here with me. But I'd like to hear from each one of you. What was something that you got out of today's office hours and that you can run with? What was an aha or a eureka moment or a good tactic or anything like that that we unpacked during office hours today? Let's hear from you guys.
Well, I would just like to say that thank you for the feedback on the let's play a game idea because now I want to run with it because I've kind of spent some time working on that, but I wasn't gonna do it until I ran it past you. So if you said, "Gigi, what are you talking? What are you doing?" then I would like reconsider. So I appreciate that.
No, I think it's great, Gigi. Well done. Well done. Explore, learn, evolve. Good. Good. Drinker, did you want to share something? You were unmuted there.
Yeah, I wrote down right content at the right time.
Hmm.
Yeah, rather
And what
than
does that mean to you?
not posting a million things all the time, well, for me, being consistent and like I've done it in the last 2 months, and I think that's what's making a big difference. So I pick my days, and actually Hourglass and or Facebook picks the right times. So I'm not choosing the time. I'm letting the system tell me when people are more on there. And
Hmm.
then, yeah, so that's what resonated with me. It's important to know that that's what works.
So here's another little secret too, Drinker, because I love the fact that you're leaning on consistency. It's one of the most powerful weapons that we have as human beings is just consistently showing up, right?
Yep.
Michelangelo did not carve out David by showing up on a Sunday, right? Like it was that man consistently showed up, chiseled away, polished, chiseled for years before one of the greatest pieces of human art was ever finished, right? And he's got that great quote where he says, "The angel was already in the marble. It was just my job to reveal him." Isn't that beautiful? Right? You're already an angel. You're already there. Um, so Drinka, there's the ability to put those posts on repeat. So here's the way to really bulk up your content calendar, kiddos. Take your education posts because people are going to need to know about raw food or gut health or any of these things, whether it's November 2025, whether it's March 2026, it don't matter. There's still going to be people who don't understand the concept. Gigi's nodding away. Yes, right, Gigi? Yeah. Same with you, Gigi. They're gonna need to now some things like let's play a game you can't do on repeat, right? Because they're too action oriented, right? They're too specific. Some of the promotional stuff can't be done on repeat, but the education stuff certainly can. And so you can say to Hourglass, repost this in 92 days from now, and don't stop. Every 92 days, continue to post this, and suddenly your content just keeps coming.
Is it hard to find this setting?
Nope.
Okay, I will look for it later. I'd like to learn that.
Yeah. For those
Okay.
of us who do
I was
like
gonna say,
education-based stuff, right? Sorry, Gigi, go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say, like I'm doing all this stuff. It would just, but now, like, see, I'm doing it the hard way because I don't have this stuff set up uh in there
Correct.
to. So I guess I need to do that. Figure it out. That's my weed. It's still
That's your weed.
technology.
Don't be afraid of Hourglass, you guys. It saves you so much time. So
And
much
the
time.
and the BAMO, it's like if watch the video and if it's too much, watch it again. I've watched all of them twice. An excellent resource on how to do Hourglass.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And guys, put into the if you put into the I think there's an Ask Michael thread. There is an Ask Michael thread inside the members area. If you have specific questions about how to do some of this stuff, right? I can put together little 2, 3 minute videos and throw them into that Ask Michael thread, right? Because it doesn't take long. Or as Darinka has done 100 times, you go up to the little chat box and they'll walk you through it one on one. Right? You've got the resources, you guys. Trust me, I pay a small fortune to have that company right there at your fingertips, ready to deliver. Because I am an idiot when it comes to Hourglass compared to them. So they provide troubleshooting, tutorial, and tailored services for at least 50 different agencies. Right? So they know the stuff better than I do. Awesome. Thank you, Darinka. Love it. Yes, you can put it on repeat. You can put it on repeat. You can put it on repeat. So that makes a huge difference because then suddenly your calendar's full, right? You do that for 3 months, suddenly your education portion of your calendar is jam packed, right? It's jam packed. It's full. And you can go in and then you just boost the ones that you want to boost again. Ooh, this one did really well 3 months ago when I boosted. I'll go do that again. It's a fresh version, right? Out it goes. Let the robots do the work. Okay. Phil, how about yourself? What was a aha or eureka moment for you?
Certainly, there were several. It's really inspired to deeper way of being consistent and being focused, getting the technology working, using Hourglass as my friend, and having that all handled. I do like the four content frames of the action, analytical, anthropological, and I'll be focused on those types of things. And yeah, just being consistent, having this plate going and never stopping. Really step up the game there. That's where I'm going to be. I am there. Not going to be. I'm there.
Yeah. Act
Yeah.
from the place, right?
Yeah.
Behave as if. Love it. Cool. Mr. Andrew, how about you, buddy?
Mine's kind of the same with Phil. It's just different frameworks and try to make sure I hit on all the different points on the same topic and then vent down the road and see which one kind of resonates more with the audience. So trying to make sure I have content for each different framework to be able to read
Love it.
the impact of the video. So
Yeah, and that you guys, my hope is that that agent is ready for you to start abusing by midway through next week. Right? That's my hope, is that I'll replace that AI agent. But it needs a little more work now to make sure it's consistent. So, yeah, but that's the hope, because if we get that done, then your scripts will already be giving you 4 different versions. And you're like, oh, I like the aspirational one this month. I'm going to do that, right? But as we've come to realize through this conversation, Andrew, don't hesitate to add some narrative, add some story, add some, and you and I were talking about, you know, the jokes, right? And adding even a little bit of graphic or animation into your videos, to show that this is a joke, to show that this is funny, because you can be dry, which is just your personality, or at least the way you talk, but you have a huge sense of humor. And so, but we need that, like, for people to watch that and pick it up on video, the nudging of that is great.
one of my videos coming out in the next couple of weeks, I'm holding a pull up in it.
Yeah, it's funny. Oh, another quick hint that I will give you guys. Your camera has the ability to continue to record a video while switching from front camera to back camera. Right? So, for example, Kat, you've done some videos about your kids' toys and all sorts of hilarious stuff about that being a parent, right? Well, one. But if you were to flip the camera around and show us the landmine of toys that you have to wade your way through, you might think that that's, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing because someone's going to see the playroom, right? But the fact is we want that. The audience wants that. Marshall would find that entertaining, just so we're clear, right? Because part of that is you're changing up as you guys get more comfortable, right? So Darinka, you can have, for example, the box of something, like you're talking about a product, okay? And have the product in front of you. On a table, we can't see it. All right. So you're filming your piece of content. Blah, blah, blah. You're talking to the camera. And let me show it to you. Bloop. You hit the switch. The camera gets reversed. The video continues to record. So it's not a hard edit for you. And now you can look at the product and keep talking. Okay. Some of, for example, Shanna's most effective videos were that. She would start off by actually filming the horse or filming the kids interacting with the horses. Then she'd flip the camera around and start talking to the camera, and then she'd flip the camera back around and start looking at the horses again. So it's like you're adding cuts and you're adding B-roll, as it were, into the video, but you're doing it just by using your phone and switching the angles. Make sense?
It does, but I can't find where to touch. I've tried to do that and I can't. Maybe because I have
Yeah,
it
you
on my
iPhone
phone.
users. Mine just
I
has a
know.
really easy button that I tap and it just swings it back around. Kat, what button is it that Darinka's got to touch? Because I'm sure iPhone has a simple button to tap that you switch from front to back.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's,
it's somewhere in there. I can't remember what I did.
I
Jeez.
mean, I've seen it, but when I'm using teleprompter, maybe that's my challenge.
Yeah,
Ah.
when you're on the teleprompter app, it's
It's different,
yeah.
right?
So
It
for
is.
mine on the Samsung, it doesn't change, right? The teleprompter is basically scrolling in front of my video app. They're both
Yeah.
showing up on the screen at the same time, and I can hit the reverse button.
I'm testing it
Yeah.
now. Actually, I don't think there is.
So
How
you can
the hell
also
did I
just
do that video?
you
I
can
don't
also
know.
just do a after you're done filming too, just film a separate shot and then edit
Yeah.
into your video too, like I did with my Halloween one. Looks cheaper, but it's impact still the same.
Can you do
You're
that?
absolutely right. It's just more work, Andrew. That's all. I love the Samsung ability just to flip, right? But
Yeah, I
I'm
was
with
just
you.
testing it in the teleprompter, and I don't know how the hell I did that video before.
mm.
I don't I don't know how I switched. Are you guys able to do that if we film like a bit with one camera angle, then stop it, and then film with another, and you squish it together?
Well, VIP clients, we can edit those things, sure.
Well, that's what I meant, yeah. I don't know how the hell I did that last time. Oh, weird.
But
I can't figure
you're the only VIP in the room at the moment, Kat. So it's
it
yeah, yeah.
out.
Okay.
Yeah, the teleprompter
I
app, there
mean,
doesn't seem to be a
you're
button.
all VIPs. Just let me be clear. You're all VIPs. Um, okay, cool. Kat, hit me up. What was the big eureka moment or aha moment for you? And I'm glad we didn't talk about time management today. I'm so excited about the fact that we didn't.
Well, I like these different video ideas, but I really like what Gigi said with her idea on like getting people to think, like a little doing some things that are out of the box, I think would be a good idea. So it's not always the same.
Hmm.
So I do like that idea. Just don't know how to incorporate it, but we'll figure that out.
Yeah,
You like,
and some of that playful stuff, you guys, has to come from you taking the script that the AI gives you and just massaging it to own it. Like, it's never, I mean, at some point, AI will be that smart, but it's any AI tool like that is going to give you, as I said, a sandbox to play in. It's not going to be able to be foolproof, unfortunately, right? Or you're going to have to get in there and just work that AI tool like crazy for a long time and to get it there.
yeah.
Because the way they design them now, um, I can give a benchmark, but I can't give a anyway, doesn't matter. But you get my drift, right?
I think I put into the content matrix to make things like either grittier or
Cool.
funnier. Give me some options with that.
Yeah. You know what really helps you guys? And I won't do this to the parent. I won't do this to the actual agent because it's too specific to each individual. So I would never do this. But if you like specific writers, tell it to write like that.
Mhm.
Okay, so you can tell the agent to, I mean, I don't know, if you like Aaron Sorkin, for example, the screenwriter. If you like, ooh, I really love the way Aaron Sorkin writes. Write my scripts like an Aaron Sorkin episode. It will do its best to try and emulate that, right? Or, I want this gritty, so make it sound like Stephen King wrote my script. Like play around with that stuff.
Chat GPT, the words are raw and gritty, and it can
Yeah.
get pretty like in your face.
Yeah, I've just found that when I give it specific people, Gigi, that are obviously quite famous and it can have a lot of internet access to, and I say write like Dan Kennedy does, for example, one of the famous copywriters of all time, or write like David Ogilvy,
Yeah.
it helps. The writing literally does change almost pretty much immediately. It'll shift, right? But if you like specific writers, tell the AI agent to write like that and see what it gives you. Because the great thing, guys, is you can always go, no, scrap that, start a new agent. I'm starting again. Or you can say, please ignore what I just said, right? Remove Stephen King from your database in this conversation, and it will just remove it.
And I think also some people are becoming kind of sensitive to like, oh, that's obviously AI generated, like,
Hmm.
uh, and taking out some of those, so I don't remember exactly the prompt that I used, but I did have it kind of like take out some of so it didn't sound quite so AI generated.
Yeah.
And I incorporated kind of some of my own personal,
And that's what you got to do,
yeah.
right? Remember, I said to you guys a few months ago, I was like, here's the thing what you're doing right now, people say about, oh, I want an AI clone of myself. We know it's a clone. We can see that it's like, it doesn't matter how good the AI is right now. If the face doesn't move the way the face is supposed to move, and if the voice inflection isn't interesting or unique, we know it's not a real person.
Mhm.
And that is alienating people faster than ever before. Yes, you can make content way quicker. But as I said, it's not about volume. It's about the right content done the right way consistently. It's not about putting out 50 pieces of content a day. It's about putting out the right piece every day, right? And then just paying the $10 to have enough people see it as if you put out 50 pieces of content.
Mhm.
Way more cost effective and time efficient. Okay. Thank you very much for being on here, you guys, today with me. Tons of fun. Kat, I will see you later on today for our one-on-one, my dear. Yeah, the rest of you crew, the workshop registration page will be ready to rock in about 90 minutes or so. So once that is up, you can feel free to register yourself. Plus, yeah, you can share that out with anybody who you think would benefit from our profitable promotions workshop that gets going November the 22nd.
All right, so we just invite people to forward the link to them. Because I
Yeah,
talked to
yeah,
a couple of people who feel overwhelmed and said, "Hey, what if you didn't have to be overwhelmed, and we can get a way for you to post all the platforms?" And I said, "I'll introduce them to you."
yeah.
So let's just use the link for next. It's a week from Saturday, right? I think.
That's correct. Yep. And it'll be specific about building out a profitable promotion. So they need to know their margins, they need to know their COGS and their CODs. So just to come prepared to know that this isn't going to be a fluffy sort of aspirational only type of thing where I'm going to basically pitch for 90 minutes instead of actually getting work done. That is not what this is. This is I'm going to give you guys some tools and worksheets, and you are going to do the work to have a profitable promotion once you're all done. Like I can run this promo and it makes money because of these reasons, right? That's what the concept is. But behind all that, of course, Phil, is that we'll be going, and look, if you want to get the word out, this is how our media system works, right? So there'll be a little bit of that. Um, yeah, so that will be the 22nd, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific time. There's a spot there that says, did a friend or how did you hear about this event? And there's two options. A friend told me about it or I saw an ad. So they will have to click either one of those to register. And if they say click a friend, then I'll find out who referred them. Right? So it's pretty easy. They don't have to put in Phil Conway right away or anything like that. So it's not an obvious um, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not some obvious connection. It's like, yes, a friend did refer me, and I will. It's part of my job reading through those registrations to ask them how they found out, like which friend. Okay, cool, cats. All right, I'm gonna rock and roll, and I will see Cat later, and I will see all of you over the course of the next few days inside the Content to Cash group. Okay, lots of love, you guys, and don't forget if you have questions or need anything, go to that Ask Michael thread inside the members area, and I check on that all the time.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Oh, my
Thanks,
pleasure.
everybody. Take
Okay,
a good day.
have a great day, all. Cheers.
Good.